Welcome into the Dr. John Young post-game show. John Young, Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. I'm William Galloway alongside Coach Yeager. Coach, victorious handshake. That one feels good. Initial reaction, an emotional finish, and a back-and-forth game all night. What do you take away immediately from that game?
Well, I told the kids that, usually the team that plays the hardest, the longest, usually comes out on top. In this thing, it was a game that ebbed and flowed. There were times, I felt like we might be pulling away. And then there were times I felt like they may be imposing the will a little bit on us, but the kids just really dug in and, played to the very end. It's a great high school football game.
Each season is different, each game is different, but I kept drawing parallels on our broadcast back to last year. It felt very similar, back and forth and rotations, and so quality team, nod to Coach Patterson and his squad coming in here, putting up a great fight and pushing Mountain Brook really to the edge, as you're saying, testing you in a lot of different ways. Let's talk about both sides of the ball.
Sure.
And we'll talk about special teams as well. We'll start with special teams because we're challenged in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
A lot of touchbacks, and then we kicked the ball out of bounds a little bit, punting and returning, had some great returns, and so overall, you kind of saw a whole body of work from special teams.
Sure. One of the things to me that was really good, we had some really good, kickoff returns. We had, had a good punt return, and then they had a ball snapped over the head. So you take for granted. You never notice the person that snaps. Patrick Cross snaps, and so you never notice the person that snaps until something goes wrong. And so tonight, I do not take for granted great snaps, great job of handling the ball, kicking the ball. One of the things too, when we're just past midfield, there's a few times, that Anderson kicked that thing, to the 10, inside the 10. So anyway, there was a lot of things, a lot of positive things in the special teams.
Offensively, the play of the game highlight is obviously down in that corner to finish the game, but that doesn't get you 30 points, right? That doesn't get you up and down the field and battling back and coming back from tie ball games and stretching leads. So what did you see from your offense and from the start to finish? Because it was a little bit of a roller coaster. We kind of experienced it all.
Yeah. Well, we knew going into it this was a good defense. I'm going to rewind the clock a little bit. Last week they played Clay, and the game, just came unraveled with them a little bit. But when you look at the game and you say from C-gap to C-gap last week, Clay had 22 carries for 16 yards. So going into this game, we thought, this can be, we knew it was going to be a very difficult defense to run the ball against. They've got a 4 or 5 star, defensive lineman. He is everything that everybody says he is, and but again, we like to run the ball tonight. It was a little bit spotty, but at the same time, when you play talent like that and you play people like that, it's just an opportunity to get better.
It pushes, it teaches you, and having the line get tested. You're obviously an O-line guy, and having a mobile quarterback, being able to make plays, wide receivers, tight ends, making blocks downfield, stretching the play out. Defensively, multiple guys, 10-plus tackles, guys flying all over the field. Gang tackles is kind of the identity of this program. We saw a lot of that tonight, and we saw the defense get tested because Hueytown was maybe down, but they were never out of it, and they kept tying it up and kept us in the game. So what did you see out of the resiliency of your defense tonight?
Well, we saw them against Clay Chalmers. They had a lot of issues, and we said, if this person, they put this person here, this person here, this person here, all their problems were fixable, and you don't want to coach for anybody, but when you see those things, and then suddenly they show up tonight, and all the things that we had mentioned, it seems like had been addressed, which that's what good coaches and good teams do. And, the thing I felt like tonight was, the defense gave the offense some opportunities that, that we didn't, cash in on, and didn't maximize our opportunities, but the defense put the offense in some good situations. And then the other thing too is, there was a span of time in there where, I felt like the offense may have left the defense on the field just a little bit too long. And, we had some guys cramping and stuff like that, which, our whole thing is built around, let's have methodical drives. And, we've got to go back to the drawing board, and we've got to work on that, to keep our defense on the sideline and rested,
Absolutely. So as you drive away tonight, there's my last question for you. We're not going to be back here in the confines of Spartan Stadium for another month. But as you drive away tonight, a lot of emotions, a lot of lessons learned. What are you going to be thinking about as you drive home when you reflect on this game?
Oh, man, what a great question, William. Well, first of all, gratitude always. The fact that all these guys, they volunteer to play a sport that I really love and owe a lot to. They'll come out here and they'll play so hard and give to one another like they do. I always my drive home, I always think about that. I guess the bigger picture of the game, and not so much about specific plays or whatever, but it's just the heart of the players, and just the bond between them, and just thinking, like tonight, they'll carry this game with them forever. They'll have a 20-year reunion, and they're going to talk about, you remember overtime against Hueytown. They'll talk about that, and we kept fighting our guts out, and learned a lot from it.
I heard a parent say, and I want to echo this and share it with everybody that's watching this video, but this is kind of the start to the rest of the season. This is a moment that can ignite and inspire you. Non-region game, but this is, it's go from here. Like, you take this and you run with it. So we're looking forward to building on that throughout the remainder of the season. We're at Pell City next week, 7 o'clock kickoff. Broadcast will start at 6:30. We'll have our Coach Yeager show, as always. Looking forward to that. But a road stretch starts now, Coach. Congratulations on the win.
William.
Looking forward to the remainder of the season.